They trusted the system. The system betrayed them. In hidden corners of history, in hospital rooms, prisons, and city streets, the powerful turned their own citizens into experiments. Without their consent, without their knowledge, without mercy. In 1932, in Tuskegee, Alabama, the U.S. Public Health Service began a study, claiming to offer free health care to poor black men. Instead, they became victims of one of the most horrific medical betrayals in American history. 600 men, promised treatment, denied the cure even after penicillin was discovered. Doctors watched them die slowly, blinded, crippled, passing syphilis to their wives and children, all to observe the natural progression of the disease. It took 40 years for the truth to come out, and an official apology decades later. But Tuskegee was just the beginning. In 1951, a 31-year-old black woman named Henrietta Lacks entered Johns Hopkins Hospital with cervical cancer. Without her knowledge or permission, doctors took her cancer cells, and something extraordinary happened. Her cells, now known as HeLa cells, became the first immortal human cells ever grown in a lab. They revolutionized medicine, polio vaccines, cancer research, AIDS treatment, IVF technology, and so much more. Billions of dollars of medical research grew from Henrietta's cells. Meanwhile, her family, poor, struggling, and unaware for decades, received nothing. Henrietta never agreed. She never even knew. Her body was taken, her legacy stolen. Around the same time as Tuskegee, an even more horrifying experiment was underway. But this time, it was across the border. From 1946 to 1948, US government doctors infected Guatemalan prisoners, soldiers, mental patients, and even children with syphilis and gonorrhea, on purpose. They used prostitutes to infect healthy men. They injected bacteria directly into people's bodies. They watched the infection spread, then recorded the results. Like Tuskegee, many victims were never treated. Some died. Some suffered for life. The US government kept it secret for over 60 years. It wasn't until 2010 that President Obama publicly apologized to Guatemala for these horrific crimes against humanity. During the Cold War, fear of nuclear war fueled secret projects across America. But some projects crossed ethical lines so far, they scarred countless lives forever. From the 1940s to the 1970s, the US government and military secretly exposed thousands of people, including hospital patients, soldiers, and pregnant women, to dangerous doses of radiation. Examples include injecting plutonium into unsuspecting patients to study its effects, feeding radioactive oatmeal to mentally disabled children at the Fernald School in Massachusetts, exposing soldiers to nuclear bomb blasts just to study the radiation sickness afterward. These victims were not warned. They did not consent. Many suffered cancers, deformities, and premature deaths, all in the name of national security. In 1950, the US Navy unleashed a secret experiment right over an American city, without telling a single soul. They released clouds of a supposedly harmless bacteria, Serratia marquescens, over San Francisco to study how biological weapons might spread. They wanted to know, if the enemy attacked, how quickly would a city fall? But what actually happened shocked them. Hospitals saw a spike in rare, deadly infections. One man, Edward Nevin, died from a bacterial infection linked to the experiment. The government denied responsibility for years, until it was too late for justice. These were not isolated mistakes. These were deliberate choices, made by powerful people who thought they could play God. The cost? Innocent lives, broken families, generations of mistrust. When governments choose secrecy over humanity and power over compassion, the people always suffer. History forgotten. Is history repeated?